Hi guys, my name's Antony Cummins and welcome to this, my 2017 New Year's message and video. Right, did you enjoy 2016? Did you get everything you wanted done? Blah blah blah. Now I am going to not be over, like, I know it's Christmas and everything, but I'm not going to be all happy-go-lucky about it. So I'm going to be honest with this review. So I hope you stick with it. Now I've got my list here and I'll go through it. Right, basically in 2017 I am now giving up on Facebook, so I will no longer be able to contact people on Facebook. If you want a quick message back from me, the best thing to do is say something on these videos as soon as they're up, because I check them for 1 or 2 days, then I can no longer check comments. So, you know, that's where we're up to. But right, 2016, what do we think about it? Right, I've got to be honest straight from the off-go here, guys, is that, or as the Americans say, get-go. I think ninjutsu is dying a death out there. I really do. When I first, for those who know me, they knew that I've been into ninja all my life. But it was about 2004 I first went to Japan. I've spent between 4 and 5 years in Japan overall. I've never counted up all the days, but basically it's between 4 and 5 years somewhere. And I've got an extremely good experience of Japan. I've been deep into Japanese social culture. I've been behind the scenes with families, temples, media, television, publication. I've published 2 books in Japanese. I know my way, you know, around Japan, but of course I don't speak Japanese. Because it's good not to. I'll explain that in another thing. I one day maybe, but there's no need to speak Japanese in Japan. That's just not, it's not required. And there's no need to speak Japanese for doing this type of research. You just need a team that do. But that's by the by, let's get to that later. But I think when I did my video, 2016 video, I was struggling to find people who got involved, to be honest. And I think fantasy ninjutsu is dying, definitely. That's down to me. I've killed it. That's without doubt. And nobody can deny that. Before I came along, everybody was loving the fantasy ninja. Now I see it in all the big YouTube hitting videos. You see them top 5 myths about ninja. I'm like, you've just got that straight from me. You know, that's clearly information which I have published because it wasn't published before me. It's not like, this is not me being big-headed, guys. It was literally, I'm the one who's been putting those videos on that, and we all know the truth. But that's what I wanted. I said at the beginning, I want people to be taking from my work, taking from this and saying, oh, did you know shuriken are not really ninja? Did you know they don't really wear ninja masks? It's not samurai versus ninja. They're in all the big major hitting videos now. So that's a good thing. I'm happy about that. But as I discussed, I think it was early in this year or late last year, I no longer speak to or interact with Krista Jacobson. I no longer interact with Dean or Greg Park or any of the sort of the ninja community in that way. I still chat to the odd person here and there, but I just gave up trying to unify everyone. It was never going to work. Everybody's very, very stubborn and vicious, and there's some horrible and defensive. It got silly, so I said I'm going to come away from that, and I'm going to basically go into the samurai community and spread the word of the ninja in the samurai and mass media community. And hence, if you've noticed, for this year I've been doing lots of big videos. Like, we've had 500,000 hits on some videos, 300,000 hits on another video. These are on different channels that I've been interacting with. So that's been my aim, and I'm going to do it more. Because, to be honest, even the historical ninjutsu research crowd, the people, you guys out there, there's just not much going on. I think people can't quite envisage what ninjutsu is. I know they've got a logical idea of it, but they've not got an emotional connection, because they're emotionally connected to the fantasy, because that's what they grew up with. But they're not emotionally connected to the new one. Apart from me, of course, because I'm a nutter on it. So it's all I do 24/7. Right, what's next? Right, the people, I've decided to cut away social media. Apart from a one-way social media like this, I can talk to you, but I won't be answering questions, for the simple reason that I honestly thought people were nicer. I'm quite naive like that. I am quite hopeful, and I think, oh, they'll be, oh, that's nice. And even with my enemies, who's got enemies? What do you need enemies for? But you know what I mean, enemies. I like to interact. I'm like, oh yeah, let's talk about, let's do that. And they seem to be really upset, and I've really annoyed people by destroying their fantasy. They all did this Ninpo Taijutsu and this Ninpo Budo, and you're just like, no, that's not right. And they got really angry. It's a little bit like the Kill Bill scene, but like, you killed my master, and you know, the old Chinese films. Now, when I was a child, When I was a child, I saw or heard of something called the children of God, or men are the children of God, i.e. mankind. And I used to ponder about that. I think, what do they mean, the children of God? And it's not till I've got older, and I'm like 38 now, that I realised that adults don't act like adults. They really don't. You used to think as a kid, oh, adults do adult things. They're not. And I think the internet has really highlighted how childish people are. And I find it a little bit depressing that people who claim to be studying away, the way, and things like that, are online having a go at each other and having a cry at each other. You're like, what? Grow up, and you can see them argue. Now, don't get me wrong, intelligent discussion between two adults is absolutely perfect, but people literally upset. And let's not forget Dan Harmon, because I will never forget Dan Harmon, and some people bullied him until he died, and I'm going to make sure that is well and truly publicised by the end of my life, and that people remember that somebody who was clearly unbalanced as an individual, clearly had mental problems, was bullied so much that he hung himself by people who claim to be on the path or the way. And I think if heaven exists, guys, you are not going there. That is a one-way ticket to hell if you believe in such things. So I would tone it down a bit out there, chaps. Now, as you all know, I've moved more towards the samurai stuff because I've got one aim in life, and that is to answer this two-part question. What did the samurai and the shinobi actually do? It's a very easy question, very simple question, but the answer is extremely difficult. I, growing up, read all the samurai books. I went to Japan, I've done all this, and you found lots of people were like, oh, in this period they did this, and this regime they did this, and this is this in Japanese. You're like, okay, that's really interesting stuff, but what do the samurai ninja actually do? They fight each other, they wear masks and shuriken. You're like, it's not right. So what do they actually do? And bit by bit, through Nato Ryu, through different things, we're starting to answer that question. The question of where did samurai go, what was their social political aims, what was their cultural aims, all that is already answered. My question is, what did the samurai and the shinobi actually do? And it's going to take me possibly all of my life to answer that question, and I've got you guys to thank for supporting me, for keeping me up, and well, let's keep the books going. So that's what I'm going to do. So at the moment I'm dealing with Koryu, guys, and I have noticed that in the past, what's been quite funny is that people in the past have been like, Antony, you don't speak Japanese, you can't get this stuff published, impossible. Okay, so I put a team together, published it. Antony, you're wrong. Oh, well, how about Shuriken Ninjutsu is not a martial art, it's not hand-to-hand combat. Okay, you're right on that, but you're wrong. Okay, Antony says, oh, Shuriken, not part of ninjutsu, have you ever found them? Let's question it, very simple question. Alright, apart from the fact that they're shuriken, they're not hand-to-hand combat, they don't wear black, you're wrong. And then he started getting longer and longer, this list, where they were like, and then it got to the point where people were just outright aggressive and went, right, he might be right, but he's a total, and you're like, is that where we have got to? And that is why, guys, I'm like, I get quite disappointed with the community, and I think, can we not just all be adults and it's not like a playground? Like, I really want to chat to people or be engaged with people, or how can I say, like, have people debate in an adult way about historical ninjutsu, but you've got grown adults who won't talk to each other and who claim to be the heads of this school and that school, and they get upset and make videos about it. You're like, come on, guys, just grow up. You know what I mean? It's a little bit childish. So for that reason, guys, I'm basically not interacting on Facebook because I need the time to do the work. I need to come away from that. And no matter how much you interact with people, and no matter how much you prove people wrong, and come on, guys, I've got books galore now that prove we can do it, and that we do it. And people just do not want to let go of their ego. They do not want to let go of their fantasy. They do not want to let go of their sort of their dreams and their childhood, their childishness. So I am basically going to go full core, full hard on working on doing the work and doing videos and getting it to you guys. You guys, some of you guys out there who are awesome, you know what it's about, you're getting done. So I'm going to come away from all the social media and make sure I can get as many videos and as many books to you guys and answer that question, what does samurai and shinobi actually do? And for those guys who are not childish and not silly, bang on, top point, well done, let's keep going, because we're going to change the world. We have changed the world of the ninja since 2008 by far, like vastly, more than it's ever been changed before, and it's now getting, my initial step was change the ninja community's heart or mind, we've done it, and the further stage, the final stage, is change the world's public image of samurai and shinobi to a correct one, and that you can see we've gone from the ninja community into the public image. We've got to spend the next 40 years doing the public image, and you guys can come along with me. You can ride the tailcoats and all that. Come along with me. Let's do it. All you have to do is support and start putting the information about, start chatting to people in a nice, polite way, and we'll get it done. And we'll get it done with you guys helping. This brings us to Koryu. Now, I have noticed a lot of the people who really have a problem, in fact, 100% of the people who have a problem with the historical ninjutsu research team and the gungaku research we do are all attached to an organisation of some form. If they are a member of a Koryu or one of these fake ninja schools, they always have a problem. You're wrong, Antony, you're wrong. And you're like, why is it 100% of the people who disagree have a master to protect? And you're like, these guys, Koryu, I love Koryu, I love Japan, I love Koryu, I love the fact that things have been passed down, I love ancient scrolls, I love ancient documents, but I'm not daft. I'm academically trained, got 2 degrees. I know that what somebody says now is maybe not the truth about what happened hundreds of years ago. It just doesn't work like that. History doesn't work like that, and if you're unfamiliar with the way history works, is you have to go back to the primary sources first, and then you start adding things in, and then you start building a better picture. And there's 2 pictures here. There's what's been passed down, some of it's real, some of it's not, some of it's good, some of it's bad, and there's what's actually happened, and then there's what's wrote about at the time and the different ways that people have interacted or infused their ideas with that. And the job of the historian stroke researcher is to go in and take all that apart and then say, okay, that's right, that's wrong, that's why they think that, there you go. So people who come along and say, my master is right, you're wrong, I hate you, you're like, guys, that is really like a low class or really terrible way to look at history. It just doesn't work like that. So all I'm asking, guys, in the spirit of Christmas, if you will, if you can capture that spirit for 1 year, is don't go around bullying people, don't go around having a go at people, and basically don't think everything you heard in your school is correct, because there's some research to do. You know, it could have been a different school you grew up in, it could have been somewhere else, and simply being in Japan and studying under Japanese masters doesn't make you right. What makes it right is when a multitude of academically trained historians get together, and lay people who get together and are really good, have a look with a critical eye and think, how does this all fit in history? And they say, on a broad scale, this is probably what happened. Let's go off probability. That's when it gets right. But yet you find people who are so upset by simply saying, let's look into whether this is right or wrong, that they genuinely get angry. And it makes me think they are very weak and very poor-minded people, that where you think you have something you like and it's not even attacked, it's questioned, and you break down into, like, you know, online rants. So what I want to do is not bring the community together. I've learned I'm no longer so naive on that. Not bring everyone together, but I do want to bring people to a level where they say, okay, let's all individually look at this and put forward what we think and what we see, and bring it all together and see what's right in the community, what's wrong in the community, what's right in the schools, what's wrong in the schools. It's going to take many years, guys, decades to come, but it'll go much smoother and quicker if we all come together not together physically or like on the internet, but we come together on the same idea of research, giving, well, how can I say this? Oral traditions and passed down traditions giving way to proper research, and when proper research is done, we can discover which oral traditions are right, which are wrong, which bits are right, which bits are wrong. So if you think that everything in a Koryu is 100% correct, and that's exactly how they fought, yep, and that's how people actually had a fight in medieval times, then you're totally on the wrong path, guys. You need to just realise that not everything in Koryu is correct, but that doesn't mean it's incorrect. It means there's an element of truth in there that we have to bury, we have to dig out and uncover because it's been buried. So, right, guys, I'll round it up. What we need to do is, this year I'm going to be cutting back on social media, as in Facebook, but I will be pumping out as many videos as possible. So please keep up to date with the videos, keep commenting on them, say what you like. I normally block people who say something really horrible. I don't mind negative. Like, Antony, I disagree with you for this reason. That's fine. Normally I can't come back to the videos anyway. But the moment somebody just is horrible and there's no need for it, delete. That's it, banned. Whoever you are, it doesn't matter. If I know you, if I don't know you, just you get blocked. Because life's too short for that type of stuff. We've got lots of important things to do. And sort of like trolling on the internet is not high on my priority. So guys, thank you for the support in 2016. Please let's keep it going in 2017. Get your comments on the videos. Get passing my videos around. I hope that you're enjoying the channel. I really do. I'm trying to get as much out there what people like. I'm trying to put a bit more imagination into the history so that you guys can envisage it. Because maybe one of the skills I have, I'm not a very good writer. I'm dyslexic. I obviously don't speak Japanese, but what I do have is I have the ability to take lots of information, pull it into my mind, process it, and bring it back to you guys in an easy to understand way, and in a way that's visually exciting or emotionally exciting. That's my skill in life, and that's what I base my work on, is how can I take the work Yoshie does, Miko does, Yamamoto-san does, bring it together, put it into my machine, put it back out to you guys, so you guys are like, wow, that really happened in Samurai Times, that's amazing. That's what I want. My entire goal of my entire life is so you guys can turn on a computer and go, oh, excellent, that has really made my day an interesting fact, that has really helped my day, or brightened my day, and brought me closer to the image of the samurai. The last final thing I want to say is some people have started asking me to go on Patreon, some people have started asking to give donations, and a few people have already given donations. If you want to, I'm not going to go on Patreon yet because I don't know, but if people want to donate to me and to the project, you can use this PayPal here, and you can send anything, a couple of dollars, $5, it doesn't matter. I'm not generally asking for money. I'm being pressured from outside for people to say, Antony, get on Patreon, Antony, get some donations pages going on. So I'm a bit embarrassed to say this, but to be honest, donations are always welcome. We can get to Japan on them, I can buy more scrolls. Basically, the amount I need to spend well outweighs the amount I bring in. I could spend millions on this project, millions. I could build buildings, I could get antique armour, I could get every scroll, I could travel Japan, I could go in all the museums. Basically, money will never be enough. You know, there will never be enough money. It will always be, the money will always cap how far we can go with this project. So if you've got a spare $5, $10 and you would like to donate it, please donate it, and I will make sure it gets spent on new scrolls, new weapons, new things, new dojos, getting to Japan, things like that. And your help will be very, very, very much appreciated. Right guys, I'm going to leave it there. Good luck in anything you do in 2017, and I hope that you are with me in 2018, and let's get to that date.